I am Misbah Sheikh from New Age Institute of Engineering Technology presenting digital fundamental lectures. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about IC logic family and the classification of this logic family. Our next family is that is transistor logic, that is our TTL. So it stands for a transistor logic. So both input and output side diodes, transistors and few resistors are there. Unlike this TTL and RTL, this TTL perform two kind of a function. One is logic function and another one is amplifying function. Because of this dual functionality, this TTL logic family used everywhere, such as a very computer controls in constructing common bus system, consumer electronics, industrial control system, etc. So the various subfamilies from this TTL are, as you can see from the screen, standard TTL, low power TTL, Schottky TTL, advanced Schottky TTL, high power TTL, and the fast TTL. So now this TTL is having main configuration is with the NAND gate. Now based on this output, based on this we are having there are three different types of the output configuration for the TTL. One is totem pole output, open collector output, and the tri-state gate output, and that we will see one by one. Now this is the main characteristics of this totem pole output is this shading area that you can see from the figure here. This dotted line, this area is known as a totem pole output. Now whenever the voltage switches from a low level to high level state, now the transistor Q4 has to go from the saturation to the cutoff. That means here saturation to cutoff region. So during this transition, the load capacitance across the Q3 charges exponentially from low to high voltage level. Due to this, our low output impedance of both the transistor, both the transistor Q3 and Q4, so the output voltage level change quickly from low to high value as capacitance charges and discharge quickly. So here how this totem pole output works. Now here, as you can see from the figure, if we apply A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0, what happen is that this here the Q1 is in forward bias. So this Q1, so the base current flow is not enough to make this Q2 on, so it is in off condition. So if it is off, so the current is not flow from this, so as a result Q4 is also off. So whatever VCC is applied here from R4, so it is goes to R3, and because of that VCC driven as through this diode to our Y, so our output will be 1. So from the NAND gate, as we all know, in previously also we saw this the NAND gate output. Now again we will see, if both output is 0, we will receive 1, and if 1 1, we will receive 0. For 0 1 also we will receive 1, and 1 0 also will receive 1. So if both the input is equal to 0, we saw that output we will receive 1. So now another case, if we apply A is equal to B is equal to 1, what this makes? This makes our this Q1 in the reverse bias. If it is reverse bias, so the current flow from this to this, so there is enough current for to make a Q2 is on. If it is on, so the current here flow, and that makes our Q4 is on. But as it is it will enter into the saturation region, and see it is connected to the ground, so the logic is 0. So whatever logic is there, it is supplied as our output. So here we will get output is equal to 0. So here you can say that we can get the configured output for the NAND gate. If we apply A is equal to B is equal to 0, we get output logic 1, and if A is equal to B is equal to 0, so we get the logic 1. So this is how this totem pole output works. Next, open collector output. Here the main circuit is this. See from the figure, what is this open collector? Here, this is our main circuit. That you can see here, this is our main circuit, that is for open collector circuit. So here now this is RL is our pull-up resistor which connects the externally. Now what happens is that now here if we apply all or the any input of 0, so that makes here so all the inputs is equal to 0 or either of the input is equal to 0, that makes our Q1 in a forward bias. So the voltage drops across the Q1, that is around 0.9, and that not enough current is there to make a Q2 and Q3 on, so which leads Q2 and Q3 off. So the output voltage, whatever driven by the VCC, that is, and the external resistor, that is applied as a output. So here if all the outputs are 0 0, so it makes this to our forward bias to Q1, so there is no enough current flow to the Q2, so it makes Q2 off. So as a result here Q3 will be off. So whatever power we apply, voltage we apply, that is through the pull-up resistor, that is comes to our output. Why? So the output is our 1. Now the another case, if A equal to B equal to C is equal to 1, that makes our Q1 in the reverse bias. So all the emitter transistor Q2 and through this Q2 Q3 get enough current, and they comes into the saturation region, and that connected to our ground. So the our output is logic 0. So if all the inputs are 0 or any all the input is 0, we get the output as logic 1, and if all the inputs are 1, we get the output as logic 0. So this is how open collector output works. Now let's see. Now let us look at this tri-state gate. Now the as we all know, in real time we are having only a 2 logic, that is 0 and 1. Here the another third state of the logic has introduced, that is high impedance, that is denoted by the high Z. So here you can see from the figure high, low and Z, that is written. Now here we have introduced another input, that is enable, that makes our third output as high, helping in to get the high impedance as another output level. Now see that if enable is equal to 0, right, our output mainly depends on enable, right? Now whatever the value of our input A, that is either 0 or 1, but the enable is 0, our output will be the high impedance. Now if value of E is 1, apart from the value of 0 and 1, it works as a inverter. Now let's see how it works. If we apply the output A is equal to 0 and enable E is equal to 0, so this is in forward bias, right? So forward bias, that makes now this Q1 is in forward bias, so it makes a base current to here, so no current will be flow here. So the Q2 off, if Q2 is off, that makes a Q4 is off. Now so it makes this Q3 works in a forward bias, so that makes our Q3 is off, and as we all know, Q3 and Q4 is equal to off, so it represents it will return Y as a high impedance state. Now so whatever the value of A, that is either 0 or 1, but if the input E is equal to 0, it reproduces the high input. And now if the enable is 1, but and the is 0, so it works as a inverter. Similarly, now let us see if enable is 1 and E is equal to 0. Enable is equal to 1, E is equal to 0. So this will be off. This makes our circuit on. This makes Q4 is also on, but it is grounded. So the logic 0 is written. So here as a Y, we will be having output as a 0. So if E is equal to 1 and A is equal to 1, so it is written output as 0, logic 0. If E is equal to 1 and A is equal to 1 is there, so it Q1 will be in reverse bias. So Q1 is reverse bias, so this Q3 current is flow, that makes Q3 enable. So whatever the VC current flow, that's driven to our output, so we'll get a output as 1. So if enable is 1, so our this circuit works as a inverter. So this is how tri-state gate output works. Next we will see CMOS inverter. Now we will see this CMOS. Now CMOS, as we all know, that is combination of the PMOS plus NMOS. So here in this circuit, we can see that our upper transistor is PMOS and the lower transistor is our NMOS. Now the current flow for PMOS is source to drain, and this NMOS for drain to source. Now if we can see that if we apply logic 0 as at PMOS, so it will be in short circuit, right? Short circuit. So the whatever output at two end, that is appear to the our output. If the logic 1 is applied at the PMOS, it becomes open circuit, right? So the current will not flow. As opposed to this, now if we apply logic 0, here you can see from the screen, if we apply here, you can see from the screen for NMOS, if we apply logic 0, so it becomes a open circuited, right? So the output will be 0 as it is connected to the ground, right? If we apply logic 1, so it will be the open circuit, so no output will be flow. If short circuit, so it becomes a short circuit, and it is, and if it becomes a short circuit and it is connected to the ground, so we get the output 0. Now this is how this complementary MOS circuit works. Now we will see the outputs for the our inverter. Now as an inverter, as we all know, if we apply 0, we should get output. We should get output 1. If we apply 1, should get output 0. So what if we apply that Vin is equal to 0? So at PMOS, it becomes a short circuit, right? So it becomes short circuit. So whatever the VDD here, you can see from the circuit that is applied, it becomes short circuit, that is appear to our output. So the output is our VDD, that is logic 1. Now and as 0, so it becomes C. Now you can see open circuit, so no current will flow here. Now if we apply 1 here, logic 1, so the PMOS become open circuit, that you can see, so no current will flow. Now for NMOS, it becomes short circuit, so the here current will flow, and as we see that is connected over ground, so output will be 0. So you can see that if we apply 0, we get the output 1. If we apply 1, we get the output 0. So this is how our CMOS inverter works. Next we will see the CMOS NAND gate. Now first see this CMOS NAND gate. As we all know, that is a NAND gate. So AB inverter. So this is the circuit for the NAND gate, that is AB bar. So here the dot product. So that here this our first is our pull-up network. This is our pull-up network, and this another one is this one, the lower part. This lower part, this is our pull down network. So if dot product is this, so the PMOS is connected as parallel in this way, and the NMOS will connected in series. So you can see this Q1 and Q2 connected parallel, so it is forming PMOS. Okay, and the next Q1, Q3 and Q4, that is in serial, that is in series connection. This is our NMOS configuration. Now again for the NAND gate, now we will see, as we all know, here for the NAND gate, here for the first we will see the AND gate 0 0, so the AND gate result is 0. If 1 1, AND gate is opposed to this our NAND gate, that is if 0 0, so it returns 1, and 1 1, it returns 0. So now if we apply both the input, now you can see if we apply both the input, that is 0 0, so the output should be 1. And we, as we all know, if we apply 0 at a PMOS, so it will be in short circuit, so the current will flow parallelly. So whatever output we apply at VDD, we get as output, so as our output. So the logic 1 will be received, and this Q3 and Q4 will be in open circuit, so this current will not flow there. So whatever VDD apply through this PMOS, we received at our outputs. Now what if input we apply is 1 1, so what is there? If apply logic 1 at a PMOS, so it becomes open circuit, so no current will flow. So see, this directly comes here, so Q3 and Q4 will be our short circuit, current will flow from here, but as it is connected with our ground, so logic is 0, so whatever output, so now as output we received logic 0. So this is how this CMOS NAND gate works. If any of the input is 0, any of the input is 0, we get the output as 1. So this is how CMOS NAND gate works. Now we will see CMOS NOR gate. We are having A plus B bar. So for the NOR gate plus operation, now there is a opposite configuration. PMOS will be in series. As you can see, this is our pull-up network. This is our PMOS, and this now NMOS will be in parallel, that you can see this pull down network, the lower part. This is our lower part, that this is our NMOS, right? Now see opposite. Now for the NOR gate, you will see the truth table. For AB 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, first we see A plus B, that is 0 1 1 and 1. Now for the NOR, now this is A plus B all, so this is 1 0 0 and 0. Now we will apply the output and see what output we are getting if both the inputs are 0, right? If 0, so this will be on, that is a short circuit, so here current will flow, here current will flow. So whatever the VDD that is applied at output, so we will get the logic as 1, so that you can see from the truth table here, so we get the output as 1. If A is 0 and B is equal to 1, this is 0, right? So this is short circuit, but this is open circuit, right? Open circuit. Now here not current will flow now, but here this Q1 Q1 and Q2 that is connected here. So here for 0, now if A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1, if A is equal to 0, so here Q3 is our on, right, short circuit. Now B is connected with the Q4, it is 1, so it is open circuit, so this is off, right. Now this is A is equal to 0, Q1, so this is off, open circuit, and this Q2 is on, that means short circuit, right. Here short circuit, but it is connected, so the output will not connected, here off, so this is not connected. Now the Q2 is short circuit, but it is grounded, so here whatever the logic comes, that is appeared as the output. Why? So we get the output as 0. So here Q3 is on, but here Q4 is off, so no current is flow. Now here A is connected with the Q1, but Q1 is off, so in parallel it is a short circuit, and on, that is an open circuit. Now this is connected with the ground, so 0, so 0 will appear at the output. Why? So either of the input is 1, we get the output as 0. Now let us discuss about A is equal to 1 and A is equal to B is equal to 1. Now what will happen if A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1? So both Q3 and Q4 both are off. Q3 and Q4 both are off, whereas this Q1 and Q2, right? Q1 and Q2 both are on, but as both are on, short circuit will be formed and both are connected with the ground. So the logic is 0. So whatever output of this ground, that is applied to our output Y. So we will get the output as 0. So this is how, if both the inputs are 0, we get the output 1, that is logic 1. And if all the inputs are 1, we get the output as 0. So this is how the CMOS NOR gate works. Now there are number of applications of this CMOS that can be used for to design a CPU, construction of CPUs, computer memories, microprocessor designing, flash memory chips, various application specific integration circuits. So the many of the features of this CMOS has helped for the number of applications.